Imagine what would have happened if you went up to President Reagan at the height of the Cold War and you told him to look around and say that in 10 years, every single computer in the Situation Room would be made by a Russian company in Moscow. And all of that Russian tech would have backdoors in it, which could leak all of our information back to the Kremlin. Because that is basically what's happening today in the United States and with all of our allies. But instead of all of our stuff going to Russia, it's going to China. Which means basically it's also going to Russia and Iran and North Korea. And we know that this is happening, but for some reason we don't seem to be doing a whole lot about it. For instance, we found out this week that UK Royal Navy drones have cameras that link back and send information back to China. The camera on the drone actually sends signals back to China. So think about if the UK was in a conflict with China, or the United States was in a conflict with China, and the Royal Navy was helping the United States in some capacity. They are in the Five Eyes after all. Think about how devastating it could be to the lives of UK troops, US troops, if our positions were being sent back to China while we were in an active conflict with them. That would be very bad, right? That's just one example of something that could happen when we are dependent on China for technology like this. And this is just one of the most interesting facets of this new Cold War we're in with China. We don't treat it like it's a Cold War. Because if we did, we wouldn't buy tech from our greatest geopolitical adversary. Or would our allies. If anything, people in the US are more concerned about the US using military tech made by our allies and partners like Israel, not our greatest adversary. Unfortunately, this is just the state of geopolitics in the year of our Lord 2026.